or sell the cornerback depth on this team? Suneil, you go first.
Awesome. First of all, congratulations on the anniversary. That is amazing feat to be able to do. 2 years, man. 2 of 13. But anyways, we've
been together 13 years. It's my second year of marriage. We go back. Anyway.
So as far as buy or sell on the cornerback depth, I'm going to buy the cornerback depth. And the reason for that is I can't name a player in the last 2 years that was on the bench for the 49ers that I can unequivocally say is better than the cornerbacks we have on the bench this season. We saw how Brian Allen played. We saw how Dante Johnson played. They weren't necessarily that much better. The only difference between them and the depth that we have on the bench this season is they're rookies, right? But there's nothing to say that they aren't going to be better players. They were definitely drafted higher. They're definitely people that the 49ers invested assets in. And based off of their tape, they look like people that can transition into the NFL and have great careers. So I believe that the depth at cornerback is just as solid as it has ever been for the 49ers. I'm not saying that it's the strongest area for the 49ers on the defense. Obviously, the D-line, the linebackers, and the safeties are better. However, the corners to me are good enough to play as a part of this defense and for the 49ers to still have a solid defense moving forward this season.
Sell. And if I can say it again, sell. No, we're not buying that cornerback depth. We can't even name who's actually going to be an adequate player in this league right now. Ambry Thomas, Deommodore Lenoir. I mean, this is actually a good question to ask because the depth is really going to get tested because I still do not have faith in Jason Verrett staying healthy for all 17 games. I mean, he can barely do that for 16 games. Now you're going to say 17 games? Emmanuel Moseley still a little bit ticky-tack here and there. Not saying he's injury prone, but he's also a little prone to that side to, maybe he's going to miss a game or two. Behind that, who else do they have? Even K'Waun Williams. If we forget K'Waun Williams, slot corner. If I'm comparing cornerback depth this year to last year's was better because they had Akilo. They had Richard Sherman, who was at that time didn't look like he was washed up. They had Verrett, who you thought was on the rise. Emmanuel Moseley was looking good. Outside of that, now you just have Moseley and Verrett, and from there on out, it's zilch. It's nothing to be impressive about. So, I mean, we don't even know what these players are going to be yet. So I feel like if you're going to start thinking that it's going to be a faith, you at least see some like the first half season of games or something like that. I really don't have faith in this depth at all. If Verrett goes down, then that pass rush needs to be very, very staunch because otherwise they're going to be picking them apart all season long, or at least that's when they're gone.
I'm going to buy the cornerback depth. I've been in the past, I was a little down on it, but the more that I've looked at it, the more I'm excited to see Ambry Thomas get in there. I think he's every bit as good as Emmanuel Moseley. He's going to prove that out when he gets on the field, throughout training camp and into the end of the season. So I really like that group, that depth that he brings to the table. I think Lenoir, he's a little bit more of an unknown, but I think he's going to be able to handle things as well as a backup. If Verrett goes down, which you really have to expect at this point. Last year, Verrett wasn't expected to do anything. You got to remember the year before he had only played like 3 snaps in 2019, and nobody knew what the deal was with him at this point of last season. So they're very much in that same spot, I think, as where they were last year. I think they might, or they might even be a tad bit better because they do have Dante Johnson. I don't think he was on the roster at this point of the season. I think they brought him in after the season started. So I think they're going to be okay, and so I'm going to go with a buy on this one.
Yeah, I'm going to sell, and I'm going to sell mainly because I think if this group was completely healthy, I would buy right now, but we know that this group won't stay healthy. Last season, of the 5 starting secondary players, all of them missed time. So I don't think we can expect our secondary to be fully intact. And specifically with the corners, like everyone's been mentioning, with Jason Verrett, he seems as healthy as he has been, like this year and the past few years. But even then, how much can you really rely on him for 17 games? And then if him or Emmanuel Moseley get hurt, 49ers are in a really sticky situation, and I would really worry about that injury right now, like I said, because I think I think if this team was fully healthy, if we knew all the corners were going to play 17 games next season, I'd be buying that. But that seems more like a pipe dream than anything else right now.